I had to get my computer up. How are y'all doing? I'm starving. I haven't had time to eat. I've been busy with the schools. I had to do 2 different Zoom calls. Call and pay my storage. Call my attorney. Email after email. I got it handled though, so I'm grateful for that. Trying to get my tabs up. Hey, Lexi. And Bambi and Lexi. I really hope that my school computer is faster than this. And works better. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna have to make something. All this fast food is killing me. It definitely makes me feel bad. I notice a difference when I wake up and I eat something healthy, you know. I notice a huge difference. This chair's getting on my nerves. There we go. I ain't got enough room. There we go. Do that. I wonder if I clear out of this, if it'll still work on coming up if I put a different article. I don't know. I don't know. Waiting on the dock of the bay. I be hooked up to Wi-Fi every day. It's slow as molasses. scrub up well. Yeah, I know. I live out of a car, too. So, yeah. Thank you. That's why I don't quite understand why when I'm spending damn $10 on a meal, the person serving it to me look like they've washed their ass in a week. Times is hard, but damn. If you're going to breathe over my coffee, can you just at least look like you brushed your teeth this morning? A little bit of effort goes a long ways. So, this ain't working. It's like it doesn't want to give me the article. I'm trying to strap in. Come on, man. This is some bullshit. How am I supposed to get schoolwork done on this thing? It won't even pull up a damn Google search. It's timing out because it's like, I guess I'm just going to have to one by one, right? I don't know. I guess it's not going to let me. I wanted to pull up all of my tabs so they were all ready to go, and it won't let me do it. I don't know what's going on. I guess my computer is a communist now too. It's not a free country anymore. You can't pull up multiple tabs on a damn computer. So I looked into the case of the gay couple sentenced this week, actually December 24th. December 24th, they were sentenced. Their names were Zachary and William Zlock. They will spend the rest of their lives behind bars after pleading guilty to multiple charges. This was the family. We can see they were very loud and proud. Those were the two adoptive sons that they had adopted. They were very wealthy, very well-to-do, and they were married. They've both been sentenced to 100 years in prison. They pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including aggravated sodo and child mole. So it's believed that they're actually abusing these children from the very start of adopting them. So it started early on, since the little boys were 3 and 5 years of age. And as you can see, they're bigger. So they've been with them for a few years. Police recovered surveillance footage from their family home. And they lived in a very rich suburb area of Atlanta, Georgia. And they were essaying these two adoptive boys constantly on a regular basis. I'm not trying to say that all gay folks do this. This is, in my opinion, a rare incident. It's an isolated incident. But just expect more of these things to come to light and more of these incidents to take place in years to come. It's sad. People are sick. People are sick. It's very disturbing for me. It's just sad. It makes me fear, for my own children, because this happens a lot more in adoptive secondary home situations, a lot more than biological parents. So we've done the statistics on that when it comes to secondary fathers, stepfathers, boyfriends of, the mother. It's around 17% of, children, females. That was a female number. But 7%, when we're talking about bio fathers molesting children, it's around 2%. So we see it a lot less with bio fathers, and a lot more with secondary fathers and adoptive fathers. So these guys, the Zulocks, I hope I'm saying that right, Zulocks, they cultivated an image of a perfect family. I'm sure they did. One of them was a 36-year-old bank worker, which was Zachary, and William is 34. He was a government employee. Really? I wonder what he did. Honestly, if I was to meet these guys, like at a party or something, I would have been like, oh, they're a great couple. Look at their cute sons. That's so sweet. You would never think it in a million years because they look so normal, and both of them are very handsome men. They're well-to-do. They from a rich suburb, an affluent area of Atlanta. And one is a government worker, another one is a bank worker. So I'm sure that this helped them get approved to adopt these children from the outside. They have money. They can support these children. I don't know when it comes to adopting children if there's a psychological evaluation that comes with that, but there should be. Anyone that adopts a child should be psychologically evaluated before they get a child. And the family histories should also come into play. I don't think that those things are considered when adopting children, but I could be wrong. So it looks like they were also active in anti-homophobia. They were activists, and they campaigned against. No, good for them. So it looks like their sons are 10 and 12 now, and if they had those boys from 3 and 5, they've been in that situation for them. So it looks like they adopted these children from a Christian special needs agency, which has since gone out of business. That's probably a good thing. The pair spoke and sent images of their abuse to 2 other pedophiles, one of whom told the police that they offered the boys to him multiple times. I did not know these details before I started reading this. Zachary is said to have been reported to police for allegedly R-wording another boy in 2011, although charges were never brought up. That would have been before they got the children, too. It's really sad. These boys now were more than likely taken and put back into the system. I have no doubt that they probably spoiled the hell out of these kids too, and I feel horrible for the kids, because the only semi-stable place, they had rooms, the only semi-stable loving home they had was 2 pedophiles that used and abused them, and now they're back in the foster care system, a ward of the state, which is even worse than coming from some Christian orphanage. I can promise you that. It's the worst. That's literally the worst that it gets, is being in the custody of the State Department of Social Services. These children, this 10-year-old, this 14-year-old, have been through it already, and it's extremely sad. And I'm glad that Atlanta locked them up, honey. 100 years each for multiple counts of sodo and mole, and 2 counts of sexual exploitation of children. And then we find out that one was offering his son to other pedophiles. I mean, it's just sick. And it's a worst case scenario, but these things do happen. And I'm glad that they were able to uncover this and lock these guys up, because it's disgusting. And it breaks my heart for the children. So, Robert Brooks. Everybody's been asking when these officers are going to be arrested. If you didn't hear, there was an inmate who had stabbed his girlfriend. He was doing his time. He had done his crime. He was 6 years through, and he was beat by around 14 officers that were involved in this. The news keeps saying 12, but there was 2 unclothed, what appears to be nurses, and we're going to include those because they stood by and watched and were completely complicit in the evil. So technically, it's 15 people that arrested. Because we're going to include those nurses. And they're saying 13 in one article and 12 in another. Y'all know how the news, listen. Today, the citizens, the community rallied together for Robert and the death of him, and they are asking for these officers to be arrested, and rightfully so, because we have body cam footage. This was a brutal beating. It was a brutal beating. And if he would have not died, we would not know about it. And I just want to relay to people that have been in the comment section saying, oh, well, he stabbed his girlfriend. Okay, all right. But what about that 8 to 10% that's actually innocent in there, that have been convicted of crimes that they didn't commit? What if that was your son, your daughter, your mother, your grandmother, your cousin, your neighbor's uncle, sister's brother's, cousin? What if it was somebody you knew and they had done some petty crime, forging a check? I don't know if that's a petty crime. I've never done that. What's a petty crime I've done? Urinating in public. I urinated in public once. I got a charge for it. It's on my record. What if it was that? And I was in a medium security prison. That's where Robert was. That's where Mr. Brooks was. Medium security prison. That means that he's eligible for work release, to be out in the community working a job. That also, and I don't know if Marcy Correctional, I'm just telling you what minimum security qualifies under, like what they would be able to do. Minimum security is usually inmates that have good behavior. They're not going to put them in minimum security if they're problematic and are causing problems. They'll house them with maximum security. So his status as an inmate with such a violent crime tells me that he was actually a good inmate, because they wouldn't even have housed him there, first of all. But also, I don't care if he had killed his girlfriend. These correctional officers, they are not the jury, they are not the judge, they are not the executioner, and they acted like that, and they killed him, and they brutally beat him. I mean, it still is so upsetting for me. It's extremely upsetting for me, because I've been in his shoes, and it makes me realize that I'm very lucky not only to be alive, but I did in fact go through something that was a life or death situation. Watching the videos and recalling what I went through back in 2009, when I was pulled into a cell and brutally beat by officers, and they took turns tasing me with a taser. Video has made me relive that and remember what I went through that day. And this is not okay. It's not okay. He didn't deserve to die. There's lots of people that are innocent in prison, and even people that are convicted of crimes do not deserve to be killed in police custody. These officers, their duty is to actually protect and serve, not to beat and murder and then walk free with a pension. So all of them have been fired. The family of Mr. Brooks, along with community members, they got out and rallied today, and they are outraged. Most people in New York are absolutely pissed right now, and rightfully so, because this video, if there was ever a time, this is like that video back in the 80s or 60s of that man being brutally beat by cops. I don't remember his name. If somebody remembers, please say in the comments. This is the exact same thing, 10 times worse. We don't even know what they did to him in part of the video, but we do know the evidence. Some of these officers had already sodoed other inmates before, and their names were in a lawsuit. They were being sued by other inmates while at the same time that they were killing Mr. Brooks. So we have a history of behavior. Pretty much every officer had issues in this prison and other prisons that they had worked at in the past. These officers were problematic, and they beat him to death. And here, if he stabbed his mama, he was in prison doing his time, and he does not deserve to die. This is not the way that the justice system is supposed to work. These officers are not allowed to take the law into their own hands and brutally beat someone, sexually them, and leave them for dead. This is not acceptable, and these officers absolutely need to be charged with murder, voluntary manslaughter, second-degree murder somewhere. Local officials, community members, and formerly incarcerated people are rallying for justice for Mr. Robert Brooks, the man who died December 10th. Now, let's not forget, it took 2 weeks for us to even get this surveillance footage. They're saying, I read an article asking why he had not been charged with murder yet, and actually, New York state police are stating that they're going to have a really hard time getting all of these officers to cooperate with an investigation. So talk about just shoving stuff under the rug. Absolutely not. This is why we have subpoenas. This is why we can pull people into court. We can pull them in for depositions. No, absolutely not. These were officers of the law. They are supposed to be held to a higher standard. All of them should be in questioning right now. We need full accounts of what took place from every officer, every angle, what was said in that room. And as we sit and wait for these guys to be arrested, Not only are they getting their story straight, but they're covering up evidence. Everything that was said in that room, they know why they did this to him, but that has not been released. We don't even know why this argument started. We know he was pulled out of his housing pod and then took to the infirmary. It is my belief that they took him there to beat him, clearly. But why did this start? Did Mr. Brooks say something to them? Did he spit on them? Did he punch an officer in the face? How did this start? We don't know any details about his death. We don't know why he took from his housing pod and then to the infirmary, but there should absolutely be an explanation as to why he was carried from that pod to the infirmary. There has to be. Anytime they make an movement like that on grounds, they have to have a record of it. They have record books in prison. Every time those inmates are moved, they are supposed to write that down. Why the cops are covering up evidence leads me to believe that the state of New York knew about this all along. They knew these officers were corrupt. They knew the beatings were going on, and they clearly did, because there was pending lawsuits. So it sounds like they're scared to arrest these officers. What was said is they're going to have a hard time with these officers making statements and cooperating with an investigation. So I just feel like we can make them. So it looks like everybody protested. They had a rally. They had speakers that came and spoke. So Robert Brooks was 43. He was an inmate at the Mercy Correctional Facility in New York, and he was beaten to death by a group of corrections officers now placed on unpaid leave. The video of the brutal beating was released by the New York State Attorney General's Office. Lord have mercy. New York State Attorney General's Office. And it took them 2 weeks to do that, which is laughable. Like, that's a whole violation, and it's absolutely not. When an inmate dies and there are circumstances like this and we have body cam footage, the public deserves to know immediately, not 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, 2 days later. When we're talking about officers that are criminals now, the public deserves to know immediately. I kind of had a feeling that people might actually get super upset about this and start rioting. I'm glad that they're not rioting. I'm glad that they're doing like peaceful protest and trying to come to, they're coming in a positive light. They're coming in a positive light, wanting these officers arrested, and I agree. If I was in New York, I would have been right out there with them, honey. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Right out the pitchfork sign. My computer is acting crazy. I was waiting for my fingernail to dry, but I've already messed them all up. So let's just put the laundry in, and then I'll take the computer and see what's going on. Somebody's smoking that stuff again, honey. Why is this doing this? Look. I know they should contract me. Fox News. How great would that be? Your Southern News it too? Alright, let me try it before I go. It's thinking. It's thinking. Oh, I need my book back. Oh. I wash my hair. I need to wash this book bag, honestly. I'm scared it's gonna fall apart. My computer is just not working at all. I don't understand. Let me get off the Wi-Fi and then try to jump back on it. How am I supposed to do this every day? No, absolutely not. Damn. Hey, Melody. Let's see who I missed. Is Andrea in here? I wonder how she's doing. I was looking for some of my regular ladies. So I disconnected and jumped back on. How the fuck am I gonna do class on this thing? I'm not. They're gonna have to issue me a damn computer. That lady still ain't called me. I called twice. Left a voice message the last time. I was like, hey, kind of been waiting to hear back from you. I need to know what you want me to do. Like, I get why they're not in a rush to get fucking people in there. Y'all got less than 2 weeks and y'all acting like y'all got 2 months. And hell, if I didn't stay on top of my FAFSA and all of that stuff, they wouldn't even have been able to get me in. Sometimes that can take a while. You know, I do mine. I renew mine every year. Even if I'm not going to school, I go ahead and fill out for financial aid because I just want to keep up with it. I've been doing it for 4 years in a fucking row. Even if I'm not going to use it, I'm going to go ahead and apply for it. Go ahead and put in my current status for finances and all of that. You have to put in so much fucking information. And one time, they messed up paperwork here in Florida. They denied my residency here, and then when I moved back to North Carolina to take some classes, they denied me and said that I was registered in Florida. And I'm like, no way, I never even changed my address or anything, so y'all done fucked something up. Y'all know I had to appeal that? Oh my God, it was crazy. They were like, oh, we denied your residency in North Carolina. Tell me how a fuck up big happens. Florida denied my residency, was going to charge me triple for tuition. I said, absolutely not. Took my ass home. And I go to school there. And I go to sign up for classes and they deny my residency and try to charge me triple fucking tuition, double tuition up there. And I was never a Florida resident. That's why my residency was denied, you know? It was a whole big thing. I had to go through like a committee and I had to appeal this decision, prove that I was a North Carolina resident again. It was crazy. That's the type of stuff like Julie at the clerk's office that messed up paperwork that time. Definitely intentionally. She sure did. She knew exactly who the fuck I was. Went to go get a license to dance because you need one in certain parts of South Carolina. You need an exotic dancer's license. It looks like some kind of tax document, honestly. But anyways, you have to go to the clerk of court. You have to pay money for this document. You have to show your identification. There's different states are different. Atlanta, Georgia, and the whole state of Georgia, you have to apply for an exotic dancer license to get that. Like, you have to show your driver's license, you got to show social security card, and then it's like $350. I know for Atlanta it's $350, and that was 10 years ago. So it's probably more than that now, honey. I don't know. But South Carolina, I roll up to the clerk's office to get paperwork through Julie, and she gives me a panhandler's license. And I'm looking at this. Now, I've never received a panhandler's license. I don't do with like panhandling like that in the middle of the damn roads. Anyways, I kept asking her. I said, are you sure? I said, because this looks, I've never heard of a panhandling license for an exotic dancer license. And she swore it, right thing, lied straight to my face, probably did it intentionally. She was actually sitting there with multiple other women in the office laughing. I couldn't hear what they would look at me and they'd laugh. And listen, I genuinely was just like, you know, being nice, smiling, like, yeah. I figured they were cutting it up because I was her, and I figured that that was like intriguing to them, you know, and that's what they're laughing about. I had no clue until later when I come back to show my ass. That Julie, then once I took it to work and my manager saw that it was not an exotic dancer's license, and he says, Brooke, what the fuck is this? And I said, it's the license. And he said, Brooke, no. And he pulls out a license and he's like, this is a license. He's like, this is for standing on the curb begging for money. I said, I know, that's what I said. I said, that is what they give me. And sure enough, I went back down there and me and Julie had words. They pulled some sheriffs out there. She did that shit intentionally. I don't care what anybody says. You'd have to be there to understand. And it took me going back in that place twice to figure out what the damn ruse was, you know, to figure out what they were up to. It took me twice, and then watching the video several times to figure it out. To fully get the picture, even though I, like, lived the bigger picture. I mean, it's just crazy how pathetic people are. But that's something that I've learned a lot about this year. It's just because I would doesn't mean they ain't. You know what I mean? I guess that's with anything in life. Just because you wouldn't behave like a damn toddler in the courthouse don't mean that Julie won't. Because she sure did. She sure did. Oh shit, I found more laundry detergent. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I love when that happens. Make my day. What else was I gonna wash? Towel. These wet clothes. One of my shirts got super wet because they mopped in there. They cleaned the bathroom and like it's wet. I'm just making sure I don't have anything else. I know one thing. I need... Where is my... I just got out the shower. I ain't powdering on yet. Sorry, excuse me. I don't want to get all sweaty. It is warmer today. It's almost 70, it feels like. God, I'm gonna get it in my hair. Alright, I need to grab some quarters. I'm gonna just run up in here and start this easy peasy. People, you can really tell by people's reaction to Brooke's death, whether or not they hold, you know, whether, in my opinion, you have to go through some things to have a deep level of empathy and understanding for other people's situations and how easy it is to end up on the wrong path. And to experience some things, I've noticed that a lot of people want to immediately bash other people because they've made poor decisions, like we don't all make poor decisions in life. And it's always, it seems a lot of the time, it's also the type of people that have resources and privileges in life that other folks have not. I guess it's easy to kick people when you're standing up on the soap, right? Mr. Brooks made some poor decisions. The only thing I'm concerned about is if he was a child molester or not. And it just so happens he was not. He was clearly crazy. He's sterile. Listen, and some people could say that about me, even though I consider it a stupid teenage fight that fucking got out of hand with both parties being on drugs. You know what I mean? If we wouldn't have been on drugs, we probably wouldn't have been fighting. But to each their own, and everybody's going to feel different about different things. I get it. One thing is for certain, he didn't deserve to die. Those CEOs, that was not their position to kill him. If they was going to kill him, a judge and jury would have made that decision, not corrections officers. Their job is to protect and serve. Their job is to keep law and order in that prison and keep all of the inmates safe. Fun fact, that is their job, to keep inmates safe. That's their job, not to kill them. Not to kill them. Nobody deserves to die like that. That video is brutal as hell. and we only see a good portion of it. There's a lot of it missing. They don't have music on today. Okay, we're just gonna throw these up in here. Let's shake this out. There we go. That shirt is filthy. Here, I'm gonna put this down. Not here. It's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow here. Not here. How about, I'm looking forward to it, because I'm definitely going to escape tomorrow. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, I know, and I don't know if he, like, was in a good place with his family or whatnot, but regardless, I mean, it's about what's wrong and what's right, and legally speaking, not only freaking out of line, excuse me, but morally, ethically speaking, just imagine one of your family members drank too much at your house party and accidentally killed somebody, Lord forbid, on the road home. They made a poor decision. They killed somebody, manslaughter. They go to prison. That doesn't mean that the officers have the right to kill your family member. What are we talking about right now? Like, this is literally the whole premise of right and wrong. And here's the thing. Even if he was a sex offender, legally speaking, they wouldn't have the right to murder him. Now, we see vigilante justice with people taking the law into their own hands. That's a little different. Those are civilians. Their job is to not protect them in prison. Excuse me. And matter of fact, we need to focus more on how we're setting people up for the future in these places and stop turning them into damn caged animals. Like, y'all don't understand what's took place in the prison system, but it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. These inmates, listen, I know they did crimes, honey, but there's a point, there's a line that you cross where you cross into inhumane, and we've been crossed that line a long time ago. It is not in the benefit of anyone to be isolated 23, 24 hours a day, locked up in a fucking cell with no book, no way to write. Y'all don't understand. Go sit on your bed for the next 24 fucking hours. You're not allowed to look at your phone. You're not allowed to read a book, and you're not allowed to write anything. You're not allowed to have anything to do. Just sit and look at your bedroom walls for 24 hours and tell me what that does to your psyche. That's not reform. That's torture. And I'm not saying toys to play with. What I'm saying is these places are supposed to be geared towards educating them for the future. A lot of these people that go into these places, they don't know no fucking better. That's what they learn from their family. That's what they learn from the community around them. They don't know how to be functioning members of society unless we teach them. And then society kicks them and says, you fucked up. And every time they get out and they try to change and they try to do better, and society won't let them. And society don't give them the tools to damn do better either. If we don't lock them up, the least we can do is give them some damn therapy and some damn resources for themselves if they want them. There's been some great prison success stories, and maybe I need to highlight those. people that were wrongfully incarcerated that devote their lives to making change in the world. Maybe I need to highlight that more. This coming year, I'm gonna dig in deep into this stuff. I'm looking forward to 2025, and I'm gonna start taking my channel a lot more seriously. And I want to thank all of the people that have supported me this year. But I just want to be clear that I still, it's a lot to deal with. Not my channel, but just my life. Like, people don't understand how hard it is. People in my definitely misunderstood. But I want y'all to know that I appreciate the people that have supported this channel and supported me this year and been here for me. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. And 2025, we have a lot of positive shit to look forward to. And we're going to have a great time this coming year. We're going to dig in and focus on the important things. This is, once again, the only way that I can help. I can't even volunteer my time because my record is so bad. I'm not allowed to see, here's my phone again. I'm not allowed to volunteer my time to community place. Makes me so mad. I want to really focus on what is important in the world. Where's my keys? And I should highlight more of these innocent stories, because I don't think people realize how many of these stories are out there. Thousands. So I want to talk about, since my computer is half-ass working. Hold on one second. Interesting. So for those that did, hold on, I got one more question. So I want to talk about the DSM, what it is, why it's important to science, why we have it. I want to highlight this because it is important that y'all understand that anyone that is not using the diagnostic manual is not, in my opinion, or Jordan Peterson's opinion, accredited place to be receiving mental health treatment, therapy, or medication. It is imperative that we stick with DSM. It's imperative to psychiatric help, mental health, and the American Psychiatric Association created the Diagnostic and Manual of Mental Disorders, which is called the DSM, and we are on the 5th edition currently. It is a standardized psychiatric classification diagnosis manual. The APA is responsible for writing, editing, reviewing, and publishing the DSM. Now, I just need to mention that the main reason that they are trying to throw out the DSM, it started with body dysmorphia and the LGBTQ+. They don't want to use the DSM because there's medical knowledge and scientific proof of what they are suffering through. A lot of trans people are suffering through body dysmorphia, which is a mental health disorder. A lot of these people are also suffering, like I said earlier, from trauma and abuse. And through the DSM, we can classify these things and help these people and get them actual help, but they are refusing to do so. In the process, a lot of medical providers stopped using the DSM in the past 5 or 6 years since COVID. Really, you see it fall off, and that's when they tried to take Jordan Peterson's license, because he's stuck by the DSM. He's stuck by, the belief that men are men and women are women, and they tried to steal his license for this. This is a man that went to school for almost 15 years. So, I just want to be clear that the reason that a lot of medical professionals are throwing out using the DSM so that they can implement gender-affirming care, and also so Big Pharma can step in, like we were talking about this morning, where you go to the hospital, there's no psychiatrist or clinical psychologist to give you an assessment, to give you a mental health diagnosis. Instead, they just put you on an array of medication, and they try medication after medication until they find something that kind of works for a little while, and that is Big Pharma, and that is money. So A lot of medical professionals have thrown out this book because in the name of money. So, this book is so important. The first one was published in 1952. The second one was similar to the first. It doesn't say when that was released. It looks like the DSM-3 was published in 94. And then we have the DSM-5, which was released in 2013, and then it was revised in 2022. Now, I just wanted to give you the history and what this book does. So, I typed in, why don't they use the DSM anymore? Because I wanted to see what Google would say, right? And it says, this is an AI overview. It says, it is not fully reliable or valid, leading to concerns about overdiagnosis and misdiagnosis due to its subjective criteria, lack of clear biology basis for many disorders, and potential for misinterpreting normal human experiences as mental health illness. Now, none of that's true. I just want to be clear that none of that is true. This is the most important book that we have in history for mental health. This is how we classify all mental health disorders. It has been around since the 50s. It has helped mental health, so many patients. It has helped mental health services throughout the years on a continuous basis. And these things are updated every so often. I thought it was every year. That's why I wanted to learn, because sometimes I'm wrong. A lot of the time I'm wrong. So I wanted to figure out, I wanted to figure out not using this, but it's actually very rational when you think about the bigger picture. I know a lot of you guys have probably not ever been in for mental health services. I know some of you have, because you tell me that you suffer with anxiety and depression. And so if you have a history of this, you know exactly what book I'm talking about and how imperative it is that we continue to use it. Sorry. Let's see here. The Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders is now in its 5th edition text revision, known as the DSM-5-TR. This is the handbook clinicians and psychiatrists use to diagnose psychiatric disorders. It covers all categories of mental health disorders for both adults and children. It contains descriptions, symptoms, and other criteria for diagnosing mental health disorders. It also contains statistics such as conditions, typical age of onset, and the development and course of the disorder, the risks that come with the disorder, and the prognostic factors and other related diagnostic issues. This book, y'all don't understand. I would not, if I was a doctor for something that was mental health geared, my first question would be, do y'all use the DSM-5? If they do not, I would not be dealing with them for my children's psychiatric health. I would not be dealing with them for my own psychiatric health. If they are not using this book, they are putting everybody in danger. This is what has worked for the past 70 something years. It's only because Big Pharma and gender affirming care, a $2 billion industry, that science is being steered off track. You know, we've got to go back to normal. We got to go back to what was working. I'm not saying that everything in the book is written in stone. That's why they revised the book, because these things are developing. A lot of things, you know, like PMDD, we don't even have the women's research to really know about these things. So this is why these things are revised. This is why they're updated. And these things are being implemented in this book by the world's top scientists, psychologists, yeah, it is important. So I wanted to tell you what I'm talking about when I talk about the DSM-5 and the importance of this book. Hold on one second. I actually want to see. What disorders are listed in the DSM-5. Oh, wow. So it looks like they realize, okay, so it looks like since Robert F. Kennedy is going to be the Department of Health and Human Services, it looks like the LGBTQ plus is getting their ducks in a row. Because they recognize the Diagnostics and Statistical Manual of Mental Health Disorders is going to be come back. We're coming back to normalcy. This book was used and it will continue to be used. RFK is in the Department of Health and Human Services. So you're probably going to hear about this book a lot in the next verse, because it looks like the LGBTQ plus does not want body dysmorphia in this book. It's gender dysmorphia is listed in the mental disorder in one of the main manuals commonly used by psychologists and psychiatrists. And while a diagnosis based on that manual isn't the only option for trans people to access gender-affirming care, some experts say classifying dysmorphia as a manual of mental health disorder creates stigma. No. Classifying it as a mental health disorder, which it is, helps us treat it. So this actually dropped just a few days ago. So I see exactly what they're doing here. I'm able to read through the lines. They want the LGBTQIA plus wants anything to do with trans, body dysmorphia. There's several mental health disorders, and that's what I was looking into, which ones were listed in the DSM, because this is why they don't use the DSM, because they don't want stigma behind these disorders. And listen, here's the crazy part. Why is it that they care about so much, but they don't care about trauma dumping and complaining about their problems and crying on the internet? And, why is it that they're like, oh, I suffer from anxiety. Oh, I suffer from depression, but body dysmorphia is just too big for you? That's just too much? You're willing to tell everybody that you suffer with severe anxiety and depression on a constant basis, but body dysmorphia just is too much for you. I get it, I guess. So let's see. I'm sorry. I was looking to see what mental health issues relate back to the DSM and trans issues. Oh, let's change my clothes over. Sorry. I need to switch the clothes over. Y'all probably been screaming at, switch the clothes over. Yeah, me neither. I usually say the LGBTQ plus or whatever. I try. It's just too many darn letters, okay? I can barely remember to say my damn name. That's $1.50, but watch me need like another quarter and not have one. You know what I mean? There's always that damn situation where you need one or two more. Hello, and Tony Van Bern. How are you doing? South Africa. I'm making a dish from there one day this week. Can't wait to try it, because I know they season food in Africa. Listen, you got to be careful eating the food here. Half the time it ain't damn seasoned right. Big country. Thank you. I think that car is about to explode. It smells like gasoline. That'd be my luck this far in life and die from a gas explosion. I'm gonna borrow this. We're gonna switch these clothes over. I think. There we go. Damn it. Dropped a damn sock on the ground, y'all. Every time. It never fails, does it? Just spin her around. Oh, y'all. Shit. Let's dry air up top. And let's make sure to actually cut the heat on this time, because last time somehow it got set on medium. Elon is from South Africa. That's exactly where he's from. That should do. That's exactly where he's from. He grew up there and then immigrated here, and then he actually brought his mother and brother, I do believe. And yeah, his father was always extremely jealous of him. In interviews, you can hear his father, how he, like, nothing was ever good enough for him. When there's sit-down interviews with Elon and his mother, you can tell that the mother really loves Elon, and she's so proud of her son's success. But then they sat down with the father, and the father is just, like, making these underhanded comments and, like, you know, second guessing Elon's success. I mean, apparently his father was very abusive. It's kind of a miracle that he wants to even have kids. I guess I should be grateful that he's damn having them. But it is concerning he doesn't spend a lot of time with them. Oh, I'm hungry, y'all. Let's see here. I do like my hair. It came out good today. That's how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to look all ratty at the bottom and then waves. Let's see. I'm trying to, like, focus on a hair routine, and that's what I did today, and it came out great. Let's see. Trying to find a psychiatric report on this, but y'all know how this goes. Hell, my damn Wi-Fi ain't even. So annoying. Here we go. I need Starlink so fucking bad. So it looks like the first nor the second edition of the Diagnostic Statistic Manual, Mental Disorders in 52 and 68 did not contain any gender diagnosis in it. Sorry. So it looks like in 1980 they did the framework for gender identity mental health disorders. It looks like in 1980 they formulated descriptive symptom-based framework drawing upon research findings. So in making that shift, a growing body of research on child, adolescent, and adult gender identity variations found its manual. I don't know if we should be using that DSM-5-TR, because it looks like we had one in 2013, but they revised it in 2022. It is in the pure sheer middle of all of this madness. So anything that took place after 2019, I question very hardly, because a lot of political things happened in this country between 2020 and now. And so it's a good idea to go back to 2019 and look at what we were doing then and make a common sense decision about what we should be doing now, because a lot of things in this country have been turned upside down in the name of, you know, you get it. You get exactly what I'm saying. So I'm wondering if that DSM-5TR was, was revised in support of the LGBTQ+, what they wanted to hear, you know? I'm wondering. What is gender incongruence? Listen, this is why we learn together. Ooh, it's in the DSM-5. Ooh, why not the DSM-5TR? Yeah, there was a diagnosis in the DSM-5. Gender dysmorphia is a diagnosis for people whose gender identity differs from their gender at birth. And there's definition, duration, symptoms, associated distress, like, listen to this, it's intended to better, so they revised it in 2022, like I said, to make the LGB not feel so guilty. They want to take away the stigma of having a mental health disorder, so they revised it. Into what the new one says, it's intended to better characterize the experiences of all people of ages. I'm sorry, absolutely not. They're trying to say that children can... Y'all, we can all agree that a lot of this is brainwashing, right? Okay. You stick a 3-year-old in a dress long enough, by the time he's 6 or 7, he's going to be thinking he's a damn girl, saying he's suffering from body dysmorphia. Like, it's not rocket science. We've got to come back to reality, bring rationale back into the conversation, common sense back into the spectrum, because, yeah. But it looks like they did revise these mental health conditions pertaining to the LGBTQ+, and they did that to appease them. Now we just read that they're looking, the LGBTQ+ is looking to have all of these body dysmorphia, transgender mental health illnesses taken out of the DSM. So, you know, and I'm sure we'll get to a point to where medical and gender affirming care completely separates. There'll probably be private doctors' offices that open to offer this stuff to people who want to transition. That's fine. That's what needs to happen. You know, the whole medical industry, the success of the entire medical industry should not rely on what is good for the LGBTQ+, but that's exactly what we have taken place in this country. Do you get it? You get what I'm saying? I like your iguana, and it's not an iguana. That's a bearded dragon, right? It's a bearded dragon. That's so cool. I need me a pet like that. That thing would stink up my car. If you live in a house, it's easy to clean it. It's not as easy in a car to clean stuff like that. So here we have, back in 2012, the DSM replaces gender identity disorder with gender dysmorphia. So we had names for this, you know what I mean? We have diagnosis for these mental health conditions that these kids are going through, these young people, the upcoming generation. Listen, you're going to have two groups of people. You're going to have people that transition, and then you're going to have people that were brainwashed into transitioning. It's sickening, but listen, we've all seen it. We've all seen it. And we don't need to look far. We can look at Jazz Jennings and see her story and her family crumbling right now. So that is what happens when you put a 6-year-old little boy, and I think he was younger, that she was younger. He was younger than that. He was younger than that. And his mother brainwashed him into believing that he was a little girl. And by the time he was 15, you know, he was ready to cut his penis off, and he did. And now he's attracted to women. He's tried to go on dates with men because he's a woman now. It didn't work out. Just so happens that I do believe he's pushing that age where he's figuring out what he's attracted to. And now he's not going to be able to reproduce. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. I do believe that there are some people that should transition if they want to. If you are grown and you pay the bills, who am I? That ain't my business. That's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for is the kids. Because I was accused of horrible crimes that I did not commit. And I've always cared about children. And I always will. It is imperative to separate the two. People who want to transition and be part of the LGB, they have every right to do so, and I support them in their endeavors, and I wish them happiness. But we about children, when I'm talking about these issues, I'm talking about the corruption of parents who are supposed to guide and protect, coercing their children into this cult-like behavior, and it's happening all over this country. And matter of fact, Blair White had a wonderful video. I have not watched it. I want to watch it. I saw like a half a minute of it, and it is talking about how parents online are now gearing their children towards being transgender children so they can parade them around and make money off of them on YouTube and other social media platforms. This is a huge issue. I'm going to go watch that video tonight so I can maybe we can talk about it tomorrow. But, you know, there's a lot of content creators adopting children and then turning these children gay, essentially. I mean, they're dressing on the opposite sex. Not only that are they adopting children, but they're having children. You know, it's just so sad, and it is abuse. And you know, your sexual preference and orientation has no place in a classroom and in a children's ears or eyes. You know, there's a place for everything. If the LGB wants to be loud and proud, they can do that on their own time. There's no reason that we need to see a parade of half-naked men through the middle of a city. It is grotesque. It is disgusting. I still can't believe that there was a man's balls hanging out at the Olympics. I'm sorry. It's still shocking. There's pictures of his nuts hanging out, bruh. That's the second pair of nuts that I've seen on a gay man this year. I'm good. I ain't even, you know, in a relationship or anything. Like, I am good. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. I'm good. I don't need to see any more gonads this year. So it looks like Donald Trump is going to back Mike Johnson, who is the House Speaker. It looks like Donald Trump endorsed him. So it looks like Johnson has faced some backlash from some of his party since he passed legislation to prevent the government shutdown without major spending cuts just before the holidays. President-elect Donald Trump has backed House Speaker Mike Johnson in his campaign to hold on to the gavel, writing on his social media platform that the Louisiana Republican has his complete and total endorsement. This was written today at 12 o'clock. And Donald Trump would go on to say, quote, Speaker Mike Johnson is a good, working, religious man. He will do the right thing, and we will continue to win, end quote. He said that this afternoon, this morning. So, who will begin his second term in office January 20th with plans for a sweeping reform agenda focused on immigration and other priorities, urged his party to stick together heading towards 2025. And that's something else that I wanted to tell you guys. Just because he is going into office does not mean that this fight is over. We have got to pay attention for the next 4 years as what legislation is being put through, what new laws are going through, and we've got to continue this good fight. This is not going to be an overnight cleanup. Just because he is going into office does not mean it's going to go back to normalcy. We are going to have to continue to stick together, stand united, and continue to fight to clean this country up together. Trump also said on Truth Social, I do believe it was probably X. Oh no, it was Truth Social. Quote, let's not blow this great opportunity which we have been given, he wrote. Amen. Amen. Now, I don't know much about Mike Johnson, but we about to find out something about him. I want to know. I mean, he's been under the Biden for the past 4 years, right? Like, has he been the House Speaker for how long? Does anybody know? Somebody teach me something. part of the swamp. I told y'all weeks ago I didn't like him. I didn't know he was a Republican either. But that's what I thought. Listen, I trust Trump. You know, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. For what we know, Trump is letting him continue to be House Speaker and endorsing him so that he incriminates himself further into something, for all we know. Sometimes these things take time. Sometimes you got to be patient and move in shadows to get your enemy. You know what I mean? So, for all we know, Trump's got a plan for him. But for some reason, I just felt that, and he was vice chair of the House Republican Conference from 2021 to 2023, and on October 25th of 23, after Kevin McCarthy was ousted as Speaker, Johnson was elected the 56th Speaker of the House. Has he done some dirty stuff? Are you still talking about Fox News? I'm so confused. Yeah, I just get this feeling about people. I've seen him speak, and I've seen some of the policies that he's talked about and stuff. I just felt off about him, and I think I said that a few weeks ago. I think I said he was trash without really knowing much about him. And then when I see Trump endorse him, I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? Because I just felt like he was under the Biden administration, and he allowed a lot of bad shit to go down. So I could be wrong, but I'm glad that y'all agree that I feel his aura. You know, I do judge books a lot by their covers, but that's part of profiling people, which is a healthy skill to have. It's intuition, able to hone in to who a person actually is and what they stand for. So, you know, some people say, oh, don't judge a book by its cover, but I'm just telling you, you should absolutely judge a person by their character. And do in office, you know, because it's their job to keep things running, to keep us all united, okay, to keep this country standing upright in a respectable manner with a little bit of couth. And this last administration did not do that. So it looks like he's maybe trying to endorse him because he's part of the Republican Party. You know, here's another thing. We don't know if Mike has been acting like part of the swamp because he had to. He might not be in a position if he wasn't going to be complicit. You see what I'm saying? So we don't... These things have bigger meaning, in my opinion. It's just like when I talk about the court system, district attorneys, court-appointed attorneys. There's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that we don't see and that we don't know of. For all we know, he's going to go the complete opposite way on all of the policies that he's implemented, but could not because of political reasons. So let's see what he does, but I do feel like he's part of the swamp. I agree. Native American sister. I'm telling you, I can't wait to get that blood test done. I wonder how much my I don't know how much was on her side of the family. I could probably ask her sister, who was my only like living extended aunt or whatever. I should ask my aunt how much Cherokee they had on their side of the family, because I do believe that my grandmother had quite a bit in her, and other people. So I'm curious. No, I know I don't look like it. I do carry a tan well though. And I got these hands. They're my grandma's hands. Them some corn picking hands, girl. Them some cotton hands. Change your own oil hands. Make a sandwich hands. I'm telling you, one of these days we're going to do a DNA test and we're going to go through all of that. Something that I've been kind of like mentally preparing myself to do. Y'all know that I had found on my father's side, my father who had molested me when I was a child. He was ordered to prison. I was never allowed to have contact with his mother and parts of the family on that side of the family, because my mother refused to let us see any of them after he did what he did, because she felt like he would pop up around extended family, his immediate family, and try to see us. So my mother cut off contact to my grandmother Gloria, and I have her phone number, and I'm thinking about calling. I'm literally getting chill bumps. I'm thinking about calling her at the first of the year. I have to mentally prepare for these things because they're so emotional for me, because it's almost like even talking about them is kind of healing for me, because I've never been able to express myself like I can express myself with you guys. You know, I didn't grow up in a household where we were able to speak or have communication or conversations. And so, I don't know, talking about these things has helped me a lot this year, and I'm honing back into that because I want to help other people help themselves. Like, that's really what I want to do. And I want to spread awareness about the stuff that I love to talk about and the stuff that I love to learn about. I know nothing. I've learned more this year than I think that I've learned in my entire life. Seriously, when it comes to the way the world runs, politics, crime, statistics, like, we've literally covered everything from UFOs to COVID to, you know, women's health. I mean, we cover so much on this channel, and I want to hone in on that this coming year, and I want to focus more on stories. And if you guys have any ideas on stuff that you would like to learn about, please drop it in the comments after this video so that I can see it, because live chat does not save. But I you know, I really appreciate you guys' input. It helped me learn because I really don't know anything. We kind of all don't. Unless you're damn Elon Musk or Jordan Peterson. Let's go check these clothes. Oh God. It's not locked in. My truck is not that messy. I drank some more protein before I got in the shower. I need to pull this back down. I kind of don't like that back there. I don't want people knowing that. I try to leave the black part up too. Well, it's like a dark blue. I love this sleep bag. I try to leave the black part so you can't really see in here. You can't tell like I live in here. I try to make it look a little more, less homey. Shove the pillow down on the floor usually. Yeah. I've been going through way too many of these. I need one of those big bottles of 160. Where's my keys? Let me put this back here so I don't damn get robbed. We need to vacuum the truck out too. I need to eat. I think I'm in such a great mood and so focused today because I've been focusing on eating. I've had 2 cups of protein. I done had a meal, a banana. I had an orange. Like, I've been on it today. I saw a tweet or a thing on X, and it was talking about Melania Trump. She eats 5 pieces of fruit every day. I said, I knew it. I knew it.
Take care of her stinking ass. Right? She said, I hate all of you.
I'm working on it. We're going to fill them up again one day. Even if it's for just like a week or 2 before we go back on the wing. When they fit, I'm going to go off my boat. So I'm going to stay on it for a while.
I said, I told y'all that bitch was mentally disturbed. I said, I told y'all that hoe was uniform. I don't even know why I let that
Love this
uniform
outfit.
go under
Love that
my
outfit.
skin. I really don't. But I feel so sorry because I know what happened. I know what happened. Kim, you remember when BJ got missing? Remember when we were running around looking for BJ?
This came from Forever 21. I've had it for about 3 years, and it's in great condition, honestly, for a $30, $40 outfit.
Remember when BJ got missing? Remember that day and we couldn't find BJ? When we went to her house, me and Dad,
This shirt,
we went to her house, we were looking for BJ.
that stuff all over it.
BJ
Damn.
wasn't there. BJ had done been out of school.
It's an
for
oil
2 hours,
stain.
and we couldn't find him nowhere. And
It's
he
an
had
oil
no
stain.
walk. He had no walk from school. But he walked to my house, thank God. But when we got to her house, then we said, Janice. And Jeanette got eviction notice on her door. And they said she got gone within 24 hours. I said, oh, hell, motherfucker, no. That's what I said. I said, oh, hell no. I thought she set me up to see it for real. I said, she did shit for us to see that. She know people had early release, and she went to work that day. She usually don't work on the weekends.
I like my makeup dark like this. It reminds me of 2000s when we used to smoke out our eyes all crazy. I did this weird eye look today. I actually like it. I stopped wearing eye makeup a few years back, but I really enjoy makeup. That's another thing I'm into that I'm really good at. If like, especially if I have good products, I can do some crazy shit. Probably because I was never allowed to wear makeup when I was a kid. Even when I was a teenager. They call me fucking names. Dirty whore. Let me tell you something. When you talk to your kids like that, you're gearing them, you're conditioning them for a lifestyle that they are not prepared for. Hold on. What do y'all want to eat? We gotta eat something. These are clean. That's what I had on earlier, but I didn't wear it because it's too big. Everything's too damn big. Still, one of these days I'm gonna get chunky a little bit. I want to. It's winter time. I'm trying to be thick. I want my jeans to stay up. I want to look like I've been eating mama's cooking. Or like I know how to cook myself, because I do. We should probably cook something. Let's do that since it feels good. That's what we'll do. All right, get in, Robin. Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to eat something. You're not hungry? I'm sorry. I'm starving. I got a headache. I'm so hungry. Really? I haven't even had any caffeine today. Fun fact. We had coffee this morning. I haven't had any since. Haven't had time. I've been busy. I've been on the phone. Been on the damn computer. Oh, shit. I've been busy working. Oh, man. You know what we should do? I'm going to have to switch phones. We'll do that. I don't know when we're going to do that. We're going to call UNC Chapel Hill, and I have a better plan. We want facts. We want to know if they use the DSM. And we also want to know why they're prescribing mental health drugs to patients that have not been diagnosed with mental health conditions. The way to find out these two things is to pretend like we need mental health services. So we're going to do that one day this week. Y'all are going to be with me. I'm going to make the phone call. You'll be hear it. And we're going to ask some basic questions. You know? Do y'all have a clinical psychologist that can give me an assessment? Y'all have a psychiatrist that can give me an assessment. And I just want y'all to hear what they say. I want y'all to know the truth. I want y'all to know what I went through. I want y'all to know how illegal, ethical this is. I mean, here's the thing. Technically, they can do whatever they want. There's no law on the books that says that a patient has to be diagnosed with a mental health problem prior to receiving mental health drugs. We just know that that's dangerous from history. It's not a good idea. So there's no law. But is it unethical? And that's the question. And I do believe that it is. And I believe that a lot of people that have been through mental health services, that have been on mental health drugs, exactly how dangerous this shit is, because y'all have been on these damn drugs. Y'all know how dangerous things can be. Y'all also know how beneficial some of these meds can be. But that's only when people are properly diagnosed and receive meds. And we're talking after years of use. We need a good year to dictate whether or not that medicine is beneficial to that patient. Putting someone on a mental health drug for damn 4 weeks, it didn't even have time to work. Why are we switching her meds? It didn't even have time to work. These things are a slow process, and they go hand in hand with talk therapy, CTB, whatever you want to call it, which is a form of therapy. They go hand in hand. You know, there's policy and procedure when it comes to treating mental health problems. And I just want y'all to know the truth about UNC Chapel Hill. And we'll call them one day this week. I'll try to let y'all know, like, the morning of. I'll be like, okay, we're going to call this hospital today and be nosy. We're going to play reporter with mental health problems. And I ain't got to play very hard. You know what I mean? That might be why I'm good at it. I ain't got to act very crazy, you know? I can semi-tell the damn truth. And actually, that might be a good start. Let's rehash out everything I went through and ask them what they would recommend I do. Let's use my actual diagnosis, my situation, and let's ask them questions pertaining to what I should do. So we're going to play like a patient. We're going to ask medical questions, and we'll get some information. And I just want to show y'all what you should not allow to happen, what is not safe. I'm so glad that Jordan is in this country, that he moved to America. I know that he is going to be on the forefront of fighting for us to help people with mental health issues, and that's what we need to be focused on. We have a breakdown of the system because we are focusing on mental health problems in this country. We are not focusing on addiction problems in this country. And if we want things to get better, if we want people to get help, we have to give them the resource. The way to do that is the proper way. You know, like, we've got to be focused on money, and we have to focus more on ethics and what is good for the patient. And there for a while, you know, I grew up in the 90s. I got therapy and stuff after I was abused. Things were good. They were on the up and up. It seemed like these mental health diagnoses were, you know, people getting diagnosed with these problems. People were getting help. It feels like the teens, like the 20 teens, something switched. And, you know, medical professionals realized they could make money and misguide folks and make money off the misguidance. And I know it sounds preposterous what I'm saying, but there's evidence of this and there's proof of this. And I'm not the only one that talks about this. You know, there's people that have masters and doctorates that talk about the same stuff. So it is absolutely happening. Money has been put to the forefront and medical care has been left behind. I would like some caffeine. I'm really hungry, and I know that's why my head hurts. I really hate that I have to go this far to getting to eat. There's no grocery store over here. I can't see that damn sun. Y'all see my eyes? Like, y'all, I need some glasses. I can't see shit. Can y'all see that I'm blind? Sorry. Damn, these things are dirty as hell. Go figure. Something that I really want to focus on this coming year, one of my goals is to learn to chill the fuck out. Like, not like dim my shine. I'm saying, like, I need to learn to set the fuck down somewhere. I think it comes from, like, being sober. You feel so overwhelmed with all of these things that you know that you need to get done. And so from the time you wake up, well, probably not everybody, but this is how my mind works. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm productive. And I'm in a rush to get things done constantly. I'm constantly doing something. So I'm always busy working somehow, whether I'm cleaning, you know, and I need to learn to stop that. Like, it's okay to take Sunday and Saturday and just lay on your ass and watch movies. I need to become more comfortable doing that. You know? Watching A Christmas Story last week, really good time, and it's been a really long time since I've, like, laughed at a damn movie. You know, with the entertainment industry being trash nowadays, I got rid of Netflix when I freaking opened up a YouTube. I was done with it. You know, I felt manipulated by Netflix. First of all, it was supposed to be what, like a $6 damn $9 streaming service? How did we make it up to almost $30? And wasn't it like 25? I don't remember, y'all. I know it was expensive as hell. That's all I know. but also the films that they produced. For instance, I loved Outlander. One of my favorite shows that they ever made, right? However, it was all the sex scenes that made me, like, despise it. You know, I didn't need all of that. You could have got me, Little Miss Traditional. You could have got me with just the storyline without all of the obscene sex and provocative BS in it. I don't want to watch that. That is porn. The Bible considers that porn, and I don't want to watch it. I don't need that added stuff. They do that for the younger generation. I just want to be clear. This upcoming generation is overly sexualized. They you know, these 20-year-olds are into hookup culture and Instagram and OnlyFans, and, you know, it's to be expected that entertainment would catch up with the perverse world, but I don't want to watch that, and it was one of the contributing factors to me ending my Netflix account. I was done with it. They weren't producing anything good. Everything had gay stuff in it, and I don't want to see it. It's a sin for me, in my eyes, to watch that. You know, I don't need to watch porn. But they just don't produce stuff like they used to. Now, I do think, and I've already noticed this year, a lot of old school actresses and actors are making a comeback. We got Nicole Kidman, we've got Angelina Jolie, now part of the reason is because one broke. I just want to be clear that a lot of Hollywood celebrities are struggling financially right now. I've seen so many people filing for bankruptcy, so many people talking about they're coming out of retirement because they're broke. I think Jim Carrey might have been one of those, but I might be wrong about that. It was somebody like Jim Carrey that's on up there that's been in the industry for over 20 years. But we got Nicole Kidman, we've got Angelina Jolie, we've got, there's another one and I can't think of her name. We've got several women that we have not seen in major films, especially like, you know, star roles in years, making comeback films. So I do think that, Pamela Anderson, she's going to be in The Last Showgirl. Listen, I don't know if I would watch that, but sorry. I don't know if I would watch that, but Pam Anderson. Can I just say that woman is aged beautifully? That's how I'm going to age. I already know. I'm embracing the white hair now. I'm grateful. So, this year, I do believe we'll see a lot less stupid films and a lot more of a traditional movie scene. There appears to be all of these new movies that are going to come out at the first of the year, and I'm excited for that. I hope that Netflix takes note and, you know, starts producing better stuff, because they're going to go under. The only people that'll keep them afloat is, you know, the 7 or 6% population that's gay. I mean, when you put that much sexualization into stuff, real American people don't want to watch that. Like, real traditional people don't want to watch that. People that believe in a higher power, they just don't want to see that stuff. They don't. So Netflix has already lost a huge customer base over that, and they'll continue to lose people because they produce crappy movies. It's nothing good on Netflix anymore. Even their documentaries lie. We've found this out the hard way. They absolutely do. They spin the narrative, and they produce things to look a certain way, and that's essentially lying to the public. However you want to look at it, even if it's a white lie, or if it appears a certain way, it's still a lie, you know? Let's go. Put this in the back. I'm excited for new movies coming out. So we want some kind of meat or something. I need to cook that pasta I got in there. Why is my car not locking? Something's been going on with my horn, y'all. It won't, like, I think either my battery is going out on my keyring, or or something's going on with my car horn, like the battery. I think it's the button, the battery on the button. I need to change that out. I can get one. I just got to figure out what it is. Sorry. Right. You know, I wish I could there's music. Y'all, tell me why Winn-Dixie be my least favorite damn place to buy something. Damn $5 bag of salad. It was supposed to be $2. That went today, right? It's cheaper to damn buy meat. $5.49 for this damn bag of salad. And at that point, I wasn't damn waiting anymore. I'm already standing there. People got whole damn carts of groceries. I'm just trying to get out of there, you know? And like freaking, I'd already gotten the salad, so I was just going with the salad. I don't want to cook nothing. Because if I'm going to get meat, I'm going to get fish. Because it's the cheapest and it's the healthiest. Winn-Dixie, where I'm at, is cheap. The expensive place is Publix. You been to a Whole Foods lately, honey? You sure about that? You ever been to an Erewhon's? Winn-Dixie is far cheaper than most places. And Food Line, but they don't have those here. They only have Publix, Winn-Dixie, Publix, Winn-Dixie, Whole Foods, expensive ass shit. So the best place to go is the fish port, like the fish import where they fish. We're going to cook, but I needed that because I wanted to add some greens back into my diet. Winn-Dixie is far cheaper than, you're going to pay about a third less at Winn-Dixie than you would Publix. Publix is super expensive. So is Whole Foods. Highly overrated. Walmart, Piggly Wiggly, Winn-Dixie, and Food Line are your best options. Especially Food Line. They be having them buy one, get one free shit. It's usually junk food, but still. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Nicely, I want to hug you. Thank you so much. You saved my life today. You're such a sweet human in your Honda. That's the first for everything. I guess they're not all assholes after all. Beautiful red Honda let me out. Sweet woman. My new best friend. That my best friend. She a real bad bitch. Got a bad Honda. Let me out of a parking lot. Good for you, girl. See her spreading that kindness. Love that. Salad. What are we going to put on it? I got meats. I got chicken in a can. I don't know about that chicken, y'all. I'm gonna save that for chicken salad. But already 5 o'clock. I had a big breakfast. I had the 2 eggs. And what else? What do we eat? An avocado. And I haven't eaten since. My head's probably hurting because of this bra. And because I haven't had any caffeine. I'm not going to have anything crazy. But I am going to have a little squirt of something. For real. I don't know who you are. If you ever want to be friends, we can go to the beach, girl. Call me. That's how you become my friend. You let me out of a fucking parking space in rush hour traffic. And we're best friends all of a sudden. I don't even know you, but I love you. Hell, there was some man that wrote a country song. He said he met all his wives in traffic. He was probably being nice to him. He probably said, come on out here. I got you. I'll hold him back. What song was that? Oh, God. Truck. Wouldn't it truck? No. I met all my wives. What song was that? I met all my wives. Shit. Was that Joe Diffie or... Is that a pickup man? I met all my wives in traffic jams. There's just something women like about a pickup man. That's it. Joe Diffie. He died this year. Poor Joe Diffie. I don't want much. I just want to see if it's going to take my headache away. Because I'm going to bed in like an hour and a half. When the sun goes down, Brooke goes down. Tomorrow is going to be just like today. It's going to be crazy. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off, but I'm going to pull it off. I don't know how, but I'm going to get there. Show women. I can't that damn song, and I want to remember. I know if I was to hear it, I could sing every word by heart. So there's this song, and he's talking about how he helped the girls in the neighborhood move their Barbies with his pickup truck when he was a kid. And so he learns from an early age that women like big old pickup trucks. And then he says he met all his wives in traffic jams. I can't remember the lyrics. It's a great song. Joe Diffie is a great one. I like John Deere Green. That's my favorites. John Deere Green. On hot summer night, he rode Billy Bob Loves Darlene. In letters 10 foot high. The whole town said he should have used red, but it still looked good. Something. John Deere Green. It's a love song. He's talking about how this man climbed on a water tower and he wrote their names on this water tower. Billy Bob Loves Charlene. It's Charlene. Billy Bob, God, y'all, we'll have to listen to it one day. It's great. Most of y'all probably know it because it's classic. But he climbed up on the water tower and he wrote their names on the water tower. And he said he wrote, so-and-so loves Jean. And the whole town said he should have used red, but the fool used green. And it was John Deere Green. The whole town said the fool should have used red, but it still looked good to Charlene. It's coming to me. And John Deere Green. Great song. That's definitely some honky-tonk shit. Okay. That's about as honky-tonk as it gets. Some Joe Diffie. That's right on over there with damn Alan Jackson and George Strait. Fireworks. No thank you. I got bad luck. Real bad luck. I don't mess with stuff like that. I'll watch from afar as you blow yourself up, but I ain't touching that shit. And I'll even come help you. I'll help put you out and find your fingers. I'll help you find your fingers after you blow your damn hand to shreds, okay? Just know I'm coming in, honey. Like medical on a warfield. Don't worry. I'll witness and help. But I'll be damn if I'm setting fire to anything that explodes, because I just got bad luck and I'm accident prone and I make poor decisions by accident. It's like riding them roller coasters. You just don't put yourself in a position and bad stuff won't happen, okay? So sad. And why is it always children that die on them damn things? It's always kids. Sad. Sure look good to Charlene. New Year's Eve, I ain't doing nothing. Janice, I'm going to bed. I'm getting me some New Year's sleep. Getting me some New Year's beauty rest. Go ahead and break the year in, getting more rest than I ever have so I can stay younger for forever. You know what I mean? Seriously. My ass is going to bed. I ain't being out with all these crazies on the damn road drinking and driving. No thank you. I don't want to go anywhere where there's mass quantities of people often. Sometimes I get a wild hair and I'm like, let's go. But most of the time I'm like, no thank you. Especially on the busy holidays, years, Super Bowl, no thank you. I ain't going to Buffalo Wild Wings on a damn Super Bowl. You trying to get shot? Like, hell no. It's the worst time to go to a Buffalo Wild Wings. Everybody's up in that place. Food service gonna be crappy. I know my place, and I know when to go have a good time and when not to. And nothing really good happens after dark anyways. That's something that, when I got clean, I started appreciating my early nights, my early bedtime, my getting up early. that happened kind of after I got clean. I mean, I was always kind of 8 a.m., 9 a.m. riser, but I did work third for many years, so my schedule was off because of that. And also, I also used to drink a lot and drug a lot, and that affects your health. So you sleep longer when you're on heroin, specifically black tar, when you're borderline dying every day. So I don't know, something about being clean for the past 4.5, almost 5 years. My schedule has changed. Maybe it's me coming into old age. I don't know. You know how old people get up early and they go to bed early. And I probably picked that up from my mama, amongst other people. My parents were the same way. They appreciated sleep. We wasn't going out after dark. We was in the house. We was in the house, honey. They actually kept us pretty isolated, and they were pretty isolated looking back. They had one set of friends that it was another married couple growing up, Tina and Jason. And ironically, it would be the catalyst that almost led to their divorce before my mother's death, because my father cheated a woman. So that was the only really outside world that we had in our world, was these people, and the woman would go on to ruin this friendship by sleeping with my stepfather. Yeah. Now see why my mama didn't have friends. I get it, Mom. I get it. And the one bitch you let in was a dirty hoe. That's some damn betrayal trauma right there. My mama didn't have friends for a reason. I don't think she trusts a lot of people. But also, when you're in a toxic lifestyle, and you're in, how can I say this? When you're unconsciously being abusive, and that's mainly because I don't think my parents even recognized what abuse was, especially psychologically and mentally, much less physically and sexually. I think that they were just kind of raising us the way they were raised, and that's typically what we see a lot. But fortunately, due to science and psychology, we can hold ourselves to a higher standard now. We know what works. We got a baseline for what is healthy and what is not, what is right, what is wrong. They didn't have that in my generation. And my parents, I think, just unknowingly were doing the best that they could, but they were highly abusive. I'm sure my younger siblings might feel different, but once again, they were raised by my parents, so they don't really, do they recognize what abuse is and what it's not? And I don't know. And I think that once I was out of the home, because I was the only girl, once I was out of the home, they kind of lightened up on my siblings. My siblings had normal lives. I watched my bro to prom and shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Y'all chaperoned me and made me leave at midnight when I'd already graduated high school. I went as somebody else's date who was older than I was. You know what I mean? Like, not by much, but I'd already graduated high school when I went to prom. It wasn't my prom I went to. I was only allowed to go to prom because they wanted to chaperone me. It was horrible. But I look at my siblings, they never went through any crap like that. I'm pretty sure this guy in front of me is drunk, y'all. Like, he's either looking for somewhere to pull over and fish, or he's drunk. He's been day drinking the day before New Year's. Buddy, you're supposed to do that tomorrow night, specifically. Oh, he's looking for somewhere to pull off the road. Okay. Yeah, my parents loosened up on my siblings. They let them have more of a normal childhood, relationships. They were allowed to have play sports. The only reason I played sports is because I was in foster care. That was one of the perks of being in foster care. I could actually play sports and stuff. My parents would never let me do that, but they let my. And also, they did have more money. I'm sure they were struggling having 2 kids in the 80s, and then, come the 90s, they had more money because they'd been working. You get it. I see both sides. I don't fault my parents for the way that they raised me, but I would like recognition from my family that my upbringing was not normal, and I'll never receive that. So I've dealt with it, and I'm processing it, and I'm healing from it, and that's all that you can do. Once again, going back to cutting people out of your life, when we're talking about healthy relationships, it's imperative for victims to get some kind of acknowledgement to what they've been through. And if you go, say you got a toxic parent, and you go to them and you're like, hey, remember that time in 1989 when you beat the hell out of me with a wire coat hanger and spit on me and told me I was worthless? Well, I just wanted you to know that really affected me in my childhood. And if your parent completely is not capable of understanding where you're coming from, don't be surprised. You know, you got to figure out, you know, if they're not behaving like that anymore and it's a thing of the past, then you let it go. But if it's one of those things where they actively still participate in psychologically tormenting you and mentally abusing you in some way, that needs to be addressed. And if it's impacting your daily life, then you have to address it. If they're not able to come to a reconciliation over this and come to some kind of agreement to work on the situation, then it's one of those things where you absolutely should cut them out of your life. Like, you know, when other people's actions are affecting your mental health and your daily lives, you have to let that shit go, because they're gonna have you in a psychological chokehold. And the only way to fix the situation is acknowledgement of the problem. If they're incapable of doing that, then they're going to continue to do that, if they're in fact continuing to do that. And things will never get better if they're not able to acknowledge the problem and come to a clear-cut plan on how to stop the abuse and how to reconcile. If they're not able to do that, then you're wasting your time. And this not only goes for parents, but it also goes for relationships. There's a lot of narcissistic people out here that will gaslight you and pretend like they didn't abuse you and pretend like they don't abuse you and all of this stuff. And if you're not, you know, if they're not able to admit to what they're doing to, then you have a larger problem on your hands than you can even fix. They have to acknowledge that they're toxic and that they're abusive, and then work on fixing the situation, reforming the behavior. You know, if you're dealing with somebody that can't reform that behavior, they're never going to get better. Like, it's never going to get better. You have to leave. You have to get out of there. I'm wondering if I want some Spam on this salad. What comes in the salad? Romaine lettuce, Parmesan, and croutons. Do y'all know how cheap this is? This is $1.50 bag of stuff. $1.50. Hey, Veronica. See, that's what I'm saying, Veronica. That is logical. My parents would never do that. That is logical. That's exactly what we want to see from parents. That's what parents should say. Is that I'm a tuna. That's exactly, and that lettuce is probably going to be more than enough with all the toppings. That's exactly the process that you want to see. Is acknowledgement of the abuse, regret of the abuse, you know, the saying, hey, I'm sorry I hurt you, you know, this was not your fault, you know, I was a stressed parent. And, you know, there's a multitude of reasons, you know, and I think a lot of it is generational. People just don't know, you know, their parents raised them the same way. And, you know, we see a lot of this generational curse being passed on, and I'm a victim of that, and my children are too, you know. And this is why it's important to gear your children in the right direction and actually be a parent towards them, because what happens is future generations suffer because of your poor parenting, you know. I've actually made it better off, probably more than anybody in my family, psychologically speaking, which is the sad part. But, you know, everybody is just doing the best that they can in life. Where in the hell? How am I going to eat this big-ass salad, y'all? I guess we're going to have to wash a dish, because I need something to put this thing on. Hello, hello. Years of therapy. That always helps. You know, well, I guess we eating salad on this. I eat on this all the time, but I need something to, like, Malaysia. I'm going to visit Malaysia one day. A beautiful country. Place. Oh my God, this is a lot more salad than I thought, but it's okay. I'm hungry. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. I just dropped a piece of lettuce. Wait till y'all see how much this is. I'm going to show you once I get it all made. I'm just trying to make sure I ain't getting lettuce all over the car. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Starving. I was going to make lunch, but if I would have made lunch, I wouldn't have seen y'all until damn 4 o'clock. So I was like, let me just do this laundry. Damn, I didn't know this salad. See, this is what I'm saying. I need half a bag of salad like this. I don't know how to eat that tuna because I think this salad's going to fill me up, y'all, but damn. Was this for 2? That's a big ass salad, and it needs some salt and pepper too, honey. Listen, we got to doctor this thing up because I'm the. Oh, I thought I had sauce in my hair. Did I get sauce in my hair? Probably. First of all, crushed red pepper, yes, on a Caesar salad to add a little kick. It's a big ass salad. I didn't recognize it was this much salad, y'all. I'm kind of feeling some type of way, if I'm just being honest, because I hate to waste this. Crushed red pepper. And I need salt and pepper. But it's over there in the door. Alright, salt and pepper. I'm excited. Once I dig in, I'll be able to see if I need the tuna or not. Alright, this is what it looks like. Big old salad. This is yummy. Bon appetit. Bon apple teeth. Ain't that what that kid says that mixes those drinks? I like how there's a guy that puts all kinds of crazy desserts and foods in liquor, and he lets them set, and then he mixes it up and takes a shot, and then he eats some of whatever he put in there. He's made some good stuff and some bad stuff. I don't think I'm supposed to eat all this, but I'm going to. You know, the red pepper flakes is good in this because it reminds me of Italian food with the Caesar salad. I have so much. Oh man, no, I don't. Damn. I thought it was full. Y'all, people are so weird. Sorry, I had some young person like, Going back to earlier when I was talking about that boy's balls hanging out in them leggings. You know, gay people back in the day, they were very respectful. They held themselves with couth and class. And matter of fact, usually, back in the day, I'm talking 80s, early 90s, early 2000s, gay people was like, they were extremely classy. All of the gay people that I know from back then held themselves to a higher level than most people that were not gay. But something happened. There's like this, there was this switch where, you know what it is? It's the shock factor. They're trying to shock people by having their balls out. Just like what we saw at the Olympics. Just like the drag shows and shit. They're trying to be offensive. I hate to tell you, that shit's about to come to an end. Because we're going to put laws on the books. You know the crazy thing? That was on a playground. Where that happened this morning was directly in front of a children's playground. Swear to God. I'll take you back there tomorrow. It's where we get the drinking water. So that man, who was probably 22, 23, not even, can have his gonads hanging out of some leggings literally on a playground. That shit's coming to an end. It's disgusting. And they do it intentionally. They do it to be disrespectful. You know, they do it to be defiant. They do it to be shocking. They do it to make people uncomfortable. You know, and it works. It works. Trust me. I don't think I've ever been so shocked in my life. And actually, that ain't even really the place for that. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that, even in this area. It was so crazy that it happened and I got it on camera. I don't think you can see his gonads, but I could, honey. You must have to zoom in. It wasn't hard. And then his car was still, man's going to try to come in the woman's room because he clearly feels some type of way. So, you know, I haven't had that concern before. And I thought about that when I was in the shower, and I wanted to bring it up to you guys, and that's why I am. It adds a sense of unsafety, a sense of weirdness, having to wonder if you're going to have a man up in your personal space. It's just not acceptable. No young girl deserves to have that pressure on her. We shouldn't even be having this conversation. The reality is no young girl should have to play sports with someone who is a biological man, nor should that girl have to worry about a man coming into her space. It's not acceptable, and it's important that we make sure we get laws on the books to protect children. You know, my daughter's going to be playing sports one day. On her team, touching her, body slamming her, whatever, volleyballs at her face, whatever. I see that certain states are already passing laws. North Carolina did some stuff last year to protect children, so that's good. And another thing, unless you are a transgender player or you have children, then you don't even have any pull in the game. That's none of your business. It's a no, just because you're part of the LGBT. Parents outrank you. Your opinion does not matter unless you're a transgender player. You know what I mean? That's another thing I don't get, is like why people care so much. It's like they all got to pull for the same thing instead of doing critical thinking and saying, wait a minute, this doesn't pertain to me. I don't really care. Yeah, abortion is not right, but you don't see me over here fighting for abortion rights, you know what I mean? Or fighting against them. I mean, it's not right, and y'all know how I feel about it. And I wanted to be clear on that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really concern me because, you know, it doesn't really concern me. 2025, I'm going to refocus on the things that concern me. And that's what we're going to be talking about next. But I don't get why people that are part of that community don't get that through their head. I'm going to tell you one thing, though. All my old school gays, they voted for Trump, baby. I love y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all post. I see y'all. I see y'all, and I'm so proud of y'all. Them old school gays, honey, they got common sense and wit, and they ain't dealing with the shit. They said, listen, we don't even want to be part of this community anymore. Y'all done embarrassed us so damn bad. They voted for Trump. Love that. Love that. That is so good. I got spicy peppers in the back of my throat, though, because this is so good. I know I'm going to be hungry again in an hour. Hey, Manuel. How are you doing? Spicy damn red pepper flakes. Yeah. Oh, God. Did y'all know? I'm being for real. For those that don't know, let me tell you. A lot of liberals think that Donald Trump is going to turn the country into like a communist country. 100%. I've seen them losing their minds. I don't know who that is. But yeah, they think that Trump is gonna end our democracy, and they're like talking about it online. Do you know how stupid you have to believe to pick up hearsay that's completely ignorant like that and pass it around? I mean, seriously. It's impossible. Impossible. That would never happen. But, you know, anything that goes against what they believe in, they're going to have a fit with. So, because they're not rational, they're not able to sit down and conceptualize and come up with a plan and come to an agreement on something. They gotta, it's all their way or no way at all. You know what I mean? They don't want to work together. That's the problem with the left. It's their way or no way, which is crazy. It's usually a sign of narcissism, but what do I know? This was so good, but I know I'm gonna be hungry in an hour. I ate over half of it. I ain't got no more dressing. No mas dressiano. I don't know how you say no more dressing. No mas, that'd be no more. Dressing, oh no. Dressing. My nose is running from the red chili pepper flakes. And y'all. Oh, they put another trash can out there. Alright, we're gonna go throw this away. But I need to clean up first. I got salad in my teeth. I can feel it. I'd eat that later. I've been sick too. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm sick. I got like a sinus infection from this weather. It rained for a freaking week. Approximately. No more of this. I want a water. I'm out. We need to throw all this shit away. I got so much trash everywhere. Lord have mercy. When I tell y'all that the trash be trashing, honey. What's that? Sugar-free chocolate. Probably. Probably. We should recap cases tomorrow. Who's screaming? People will be talking about low IQs and they don't even type a whole damn sentence. What the fuck you even talking about? You know what I mean? It's that old caveman discussion. Low IQ. They don't even type out a complete fucking sentence. You don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't. I can read in complete sentences and paragraphs. So yes, I need you to fucking further explain. And if you're too lazy to actually put it into a sentence, who has the low IQ now? I can't complete a full sentence, but you're the one with a low IQ. Just want you to know that in the lack of completion, in the uncompletion of your sentences, everybody just found out how low your IQ was, buddy. I got lettuce in my teeth. You don't want to see the boats? Oh, I gotta wash the dishes. At least it's one pan. Alright. Y'all know I ignore half the chat because y'all don't type out complete sentences. Y'all just have like 3 words. So I don't know what you're talking about. And if you're trying to have a discussion, you need to be clear. If you're trying to communicate, you need to communicate. You got to use them big boy words. Spell shit out. Maybe use some brain cells. Think about it. Complete a sentence. Type it out. And the same people to be out here looking for a girlfriend and don't even know how to damn type a sentence. It's so funny to me. I love it. See how much progress we've made this year? So that's really good. But once again, I know I'm going to be hungry in an hour. I can't believe I had to pull this out for that big old salad. There was so much salad in there, I didn't recognize that bag was going to be that much. It looks smaller in the container, and then when you pour it out, it's like, holy moly. This is for like 3 people. But at least I was able to get down at least half of it. Let's throw this away. I got stuff all in my teeth. It's all about context. People be commenting stuff and like, there's no context. What are we talking about? Well, anyways, I guess I'll continue to talk to myself. At least I can complete a full sentence. I know it's that easy, like, typing either. I freaking hate the YouTube app. Trust me, I know. You're talking to the queen of being annoyed by YouTube. I know how hard it is to get in there. Especially if you got iPhone. Pain in the ass. And I can always tell the people that get offended because they're the ones in there saying negative stuff. It's like, whoa, buddy, if you don't agree, just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling if you're living in delusion. Just keep scrolling. See? Oh, wow. What a great day. It has been a wonderful day. I kind of want something sweet. I need a bottle of water. I'm going to keep this salt and pepper up here now that I got room in my little thingy-madoodle. But you got to be careful and make sure the lids are closed because that shit will get everywhere. I need water. Perfecto. I don't know if I want something sweet or if I want something else to eat or... Oh, I'm gonna wipe this down really good. It'll dry. No lettuce on her. I didn't wash the back because, well, I ain't got no dressing on her, number one, but also I ain't trying to waste that water and have to put it on the back to dry. All right. What do y'all want to do? Y'all want to go to the beach for a minute? What do y'all want to do? What do y'all want to do? What should we do? You know, I think it's this bra that's giving me a headache. Every time I wear it, I get a tension headache. That shit be annoying. No wonder girls be damn struggling with migraines. It's coming from the damn bras. It's coming for the bra. Oh. No, I don't. At all, Mama Dukes. Because I can promise you, I've been waiting for the day to let out 30-something years of rage, honey. I sure don't. I actually enjoy being in the comfort by myself. I don't want to be around people. People creep me out. They're not real anymore. You know what I mean? They're guided poorly, intentionally, self-motivated by lust and desire and gluttony and horrible things. No, I don't. I don't like to be around people. You know, especially after everything I've been through this year, I've learned so much about society living this way. It's really an epidemic that we have out here with mental health problems and self-loathing. People are just not happy with themselves, and I feel bad for people like that, but I give y'all the tools. I give people the tools. I give them the tools. But, you know, people don't want to do the hard work. They want to be miserable. They live in insanity, doing the same shit over and over, expecting a different result. I can't reach those people. That's why I'm grateful for the people that have stuck by me. Because they know exactly what I've been through. They can relate to the victimization over and over and over again in their lives. One way to prevent these things is to continue to talk about them, to bring more awareness. Just the basic knowledge of the type of people that you're dealing with, psychologically speaking, is important for people to have. You know, I wasn't taught that as a kid, who was safe and who wasn't safe, because I was so isolated away from everybody. We're walking down to the beach. Because I had to get out into the real world to figure out who was safe and who wasn't safe. Oh, great. Mutts without leashes. People out here drinking. We're going to go the opposite way. What is that noise? Oh, my fan's on. We're going to go the opposite way. You ready? the beach is back there. Look at that sunset. It's so pretty. We'll walk down here and see if we can see some dolphins before they go in for the night. Something I'm not going to do this year is hold back my shine or dim it. I did that a lot last year, and it made me very confused about things, and I'm not doing that this year. Quite it. I'm going to be more loud and proud. I'm going to let my goodness through in everything I do. And nobody's going to prevent me from doing that. Used to be. I left that side of life because I still had a soul, thank God. Used to be. Get your facts right. Once again, anybody caught lying will be blocked because we're adults over here, so act like it. You know, I know a lot of channels, they let the negative flood the comments. We're not doing that. And if you notice, people leave lie on my post and I go and I delete them. You know how many billions of people there are in the world? You that feel the same way you do, that have been through things that you have been through, that want to grow. You just have to surround yourself with people like that and stop listening to the naysayers. So if you want to come to my channel and spread hate, we don't do this over here. I made it very clear last year that this channel was going to be run different than any channel on YouTube. In 2025, you're going to see that. Anyone caught lying will be permanently blocked. I got time all day. This is my job. I got the time. Thank you, Vincent. You know, and that's saying, when you come from an abusive background, it's easier for you to fall into this abusive pattern of being with people, having people in your life that are abusive, because that feels natural to you, but it's not natural. And in order to break that habit and to end that behavioral pattern of injuring yourself, you have to separate yourself from the evil in society, and it's up to you to protect yourself. It's your duty to protect you. Because if you let any and everybody have access to you, they will hurt you time and time again. I don't see any dolphins. Usually they're like right out here in the middle. Look at these big old birds. No, I never take this stuff. I probably should though. I'm good at photography. It's one of the many things that I'm good at. I'm pretty much good at anything I put my hands on. I've always been that way. You want me to change oil and tire? I can do it. You want me to damn pollinate flowers? I can do it. Like, I'm literally good at everything. But no, what I'm good at is actually sharing my story, helping others. And that's what we're going to focus on this coming year. We're going to have more psychology. We're going to have more medical diagnoses. We're going to be going over more mental health diseases. Mental health conditions. We're definitely going to break more into the psyche of narcissism, sexual abuse. We're going to touch more on sex trafficking, all of the things that I've been through. We're going to talk about this coming year, and we're going to dive into them and the psychology behind them and how to heal from them and how to make a better life plan for yourself once you get out of the toxic situation and away from the toxic people, and, you know, remove yourself, because that is the number one thing you have to do. That is the start, is to get away from the evil. And it comes in many forms, thousands of forms. I got salad in my teeth. It's really aggravating me. This dock is rocking, y'all. I feel it. Look at all the bird crap. I'm trying not to step in it and get it on my jeans. I cannot believe my legs are that tan. I have not seen the sun in months. We ain't been in a Planet Fitness or a tanning bed in how long? 3 months? I don't know. I'm not tan. Well, let's go take our makeup off and do it all over. I had to get up 2 hours earlier in the morning. Guys out there on a nice little boat. That's a nice boat. That ain't no boat. That's a ship. That's a boat. Oh, this shit rocking. Something else we're going to do this year is adventure into more parks. I want to show you guys the scenery and the places that I've been going to that I've been keeping a secret. Yeah, we're going to venture into more parks and rec. And we're definitely outside more this summer. Maybe do some crazier shit. Actually get on a boat. Like, y'all know I get like sick, so I don't know about that one. Maybe I'm just saying that now. We'll figure out. We'll definitely do some stuff this summer down here. The good thing about me going to school online, I can do everything online. I'll only have to go up there for testing like last time. So that's good. I have 2 appointments with other schools coming up. I just want to see what university is going to say. Like I said, if it's not working, I'm not forcing it. If they're not going to work with me and give me the opportunity and money and pay for it, then I have zero reason to contend with them, because other opportunities have presented themselves, and financially it can be taken care of. There's no reason I should have to spend money on school when I have grants, financial aid, all of this stuff. Let me back up, because this woman is like drinking and they got this dog off the damn leash because they're disrespectful. See, people see that and I say stuff like that and they get offended when I'm absolutely in the right. It is state law to keep your dog on a leash at all times. If you're unable to do that, then you probably shouldn't have animals. You get it? Yeah. That's why people don't like me. I can't get out of here. They got 2 dogs and they're coming right towards the front of my vehicle. I gotta pull up. Now she's having to call the dog out of the way so I don't hit it. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm the bad guy because you don't know how to fucking keep your mutt on a leash? Oh, because I called him a mutt. That's why. Grow up. You're literally breaking the fucking law. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of pacifying people and trying to be nice. Listen, I'm never going to be able to please everybody. What is right is what is right. There's laws on the books to protect people. The reason that we have leash laws is to protect people. People want to call me a bad guy because of fucking facts, but she's in the wrong and inconveniencing me with her mutts. That's another reason I don't want an animal, because I don't want to have to deal with, you know, keeping up with him and walking him, and it would add a whole nother layer to my life. Where would I put him when I go into Walmart? Where am I going to put him? I can't just, I mean, sure, I could leave him in the car sometimes, but like, that's a temporary thing, you know? And I don't want my actions and the way I live to inconvenience anyone else. I wish that other people about this before they, you know, got animals that they're just letting run the streets without leashes or bark all day. I don't know when things got so complicated, but it doesn't have to be, especially, God, that's so pretty, especially when there's laws on the books to prevent shit like that. But, you know, people are just disrespectful. I only saw one of them, and then sure enough, there was 2 of them. 2 border collies. I gotta take my makeup off and get ready for bed. I'm so tired. I also have to stay up and do some research for school and research for tomorrow. If y'all can think of anything that you would like to talk about or that interests you, please leave a comment after the video so that I can see it, because if you do it right now, I won't be able to see it because I'm driving. Sunset is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the entire sky is just like 50 different shades of orange that my camera doesn't pick up. Yeah, but you can best believe if that was me out there with my animals all a leash, the cops would be over there having a conversation with me 100%. You know, the double standard that is out here for certain people is just unbelievable, and it's not acceptable. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And everybody should be treated the same. And you know, they're not. Clearly, they're not. It sucks. Oh, it's so pretty. God. That's literally the best thing about, one of the best things about down here. The skies. I mean, it's just a gorgeous place to live, you guys. And there's so many more opportunities for me here. You know, my school, I can go anywhere with that. And I can take a semester off and bounce back if I need to. And that's what I'm going to focus on this year is school, my education, and my channel. I really appreciate the people that have stood by me on this channel, have been there for me, have supported my channel. Y'all have give me faith to like continue on, you know. Like, it is really hard out here living this way, but it's also hard to live this way by yourself with no support. And you know, we've lived through a time where Americans are not being supported by other Americans, you know. And I just hope that we can continue to stay united and focus on the bigger picture, which is the future and the good of all, you know, the better good for everybody. It seems like disproportionately people that were already down on their luck have been kicked down even more for the past 4 years. And I'm talking about the lower income, you know, people of minorities that are not immigrants, American citizen minorities, our veterans, our homeless, and our sick and mentally ill, you know. For these things to get better, we have to stay focused on what is important. I'm looking forward to the new year, and I'm looking forward to staying connected with the purpose of this channel. We're going over the bridge. Y'all are going to get to see how pretty it is. Hold on, let me show you. Is that not crazy how pretty that is? There's somebody on a bike. See, you got to watch out for people. You see that guy? He's got a dog and everything. You just want to be cautious. I usually go under the speed limit out here because I'm just trying to be safe. You can see the boats come in over there. Oh, you can't see nothing. Yeah, the sunsets are breathtaking. So are the sunrises. I mean, it's just one of those places where I swear everybody's happier because of the climate. Seriously. The mental health be refocused out here after some damn sand and sunshine, you know? It's crazy how a little bit of physical activity, like you see people out here walking, you see people running, like people are just soaking up the warm days like today and tomorrow. Everybody's out, you know, doing physical stuff. They're being physically active, okay? Something I need to work on is slowing down to speak. You know what it is that I used to have to hurry up and finish my sentence when I was a kid, or I'd get smacked. So talk about learning, talk about building a child with anxiety. Let's beat the hell out of them until they get the sentence out correctly, type of thing. And it would be like my parents would ask me a question, and then, you know, I'd have to produce an answer. I'm allowed to say, I don't know, or shrug my shoulders. And so you get quick on your feet. And you see this a lot with children from strict upbringings that were getting physically and verbally abused. They learn how to read a room. That's where my intuition comes from. I can walk in somewhere and see what's going down. It don't take much, a few minutes. Because I had to do that in childhood. But that's part of the reason I rush through my sentences. And another thing, my ADHD, I'll forget something if I don't get it out quick enough. Sometimes I have to like hurry up and spit it out before I forget. But a lot of people, they're slow nowadays because of, you know, their attention span is so short. Am I really that bad off that I stutter sometimes. I'm not ashamed of it. I would rather fucking stutter and make sense eventually than not speak at all and hold that shit in. And you know, I would absolutely rather look like a damn idiot half the time. You know what I meant, though. You knew what I meant. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time, y'all know what I mean. Oh, God. Well, I'm about to take my ass to bed. I'm about to go to this Wawa and use the bathroom. My stomach hurts from that salad. Not bad. Like, it's not a big deal. But, like, you know. You know. We're going to have some fun this coming year, though. Please drop comments. Let me know things that you would like. Maybe, like, cold cases, criminal cases. If you have a concern about psychology, or if you want to tell me your story, you know, to help me learn something. You know, everybody has been, not everybody, but the people that have been through abusive situations, all of our situations are different. We can connect in the similarities, but, you know, a lot of us, we've all had different upbringings that were individual to, you know, we've all had individual experiences with our upbringings. And I'm just curious, and I want to dive into more of everything that we've been on. I mean, you know, I understand I cover a lot of things on this channel, but that's part of the curiosity in me. And why can't I? Why do I have to find one freaking niche? That's another thing that I've been so stressed about this year. It's like, what do I want to do? Well, why can't I do it all? Why can't I do it all? The world is my damn oyster. If I want to talk about psychology, philosophy, and damn planes, that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I'm asking for you guys' input, because I want this coming year for us to develop new things together, learn new things together. You know, I want my following's input on things that they are curious about and things that can help me be curious. So, you know, why can't I do it all? I know nobody's done it, but I can do it all. And that's what we're going to do this coming year. We're going to continue learning and developing, and we're going to refocus on why we started this channel. And I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to the new year, because 2024 has been a rough one, right? So, probably the roughest one. So, I'm staying optimistic, and I hope that you guys do too. And I'm going to get off of here because there's bikers everywhere, and I'm about to take my ass to bed. Unless something eventful happens, we will talk in the morning. I'm staying in a different part of the city, so I need to focus on driving. I'm not staying in my usual part. I'm going to switch it up a little more. But we'll talk tomorrow, and I hope that you guys have a great night. Please pray for me, because God knows I need it, and I'm praying for you guys. And y'all stay sweet out there. Bye, y'all. Good night.